Hey everyone, I'm back again. So we're back here with the CPC, or excuse me, the NCPC by Semapo, and this is just going to be an overview video. I'm going to just go over the features of this carrier and just slightly hit on the quality. And let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to talk about are these little pouches it comes with, which is pretty neat. These pouches actually integrate with the harness. We have little Velcro tabs on here, and you simply lift up the pads on the inside. You can take them off too if you want, and you simply just Velcro them in. It's got 6 tabs, and they just lock in like that with the Velcro. Very lightweight setup, very cool. We have stretch material on there. We have a button, but we're missing the little tab to pull it off. But not really an issue, as this has lots of retention in there just by the from the stretch fabric on this pouch and on this entire carrier. It's all real AR1 material. The webbing is all real, both on the shoulder straps and on the cummerbund and the front and back plate pockets everywhere, as well as the Cordura. The Cordura is all real AR1. Maybe I'll post pictures looking under night vision with it. Maybe I won't, we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It comes in a little plastic pouch, or a little plastic Ziploc bag. But just you know, so if you didn't get it in your, if you didn't find it, or you lost it, or you threw away your box, you're kind of fucked, but it's in there, every one of them. Now we have, I'll talk about the cummerbund and the harness first, because I feel like that's the most interesting part about this carrier. So the external cummerbund, we have just like an Airlight cummerbund. It's very similar to JPCs and stuff like that. You could just simply take it off, which is nice, with this little button. Just unsnaps and you weave it through. Let me go ahead and put that back. And you weave it through the molly in the back here. You can put a pouch there if you want, but or you could adjust the cummerbund to go to sit forward if you're a bigger guy, or to have it where it is if you're smaller. So yeah, external cummerbund, you can take it on and off if you don't want to. You could put these pouches we have, comes with a set, so you get one on each side if you want. I think LBT makes some. You'd probably have to call them up and ask them about it. You could have custom pouches too made. It's a very simple design, which would be cool. I'll probably end up going that route. Very cool. It's hard to get mags in there, but it's nice and smooth to take them out. So yeah, external cummerbund, Airlight cummerbund can be adjusted, taken off. We have Velcro on the inside. Velcro, of course, for the to put it on in the front plate pocket. So let's move that. That was not a fart, by the way. Then over here, we have these buttons in here for the STKSS, I believe is what it is. So it would integrate with that as well. Moving more forward, we have a embedder pouch, so you can hold your radio, a couple magazines, 152, 148s in there, just fine. We have very nice shock cord. It's very durable. It has a lot of, it doesn't give a lot, but it's so it's not going to have anything bouncing out. This is something that I would definitely trust my $250 radio in there, without a doubt. And then of course we have molly on the front, so if you wanted to put a pouch up there when you're not running the external cummerbund, you can. And then this little piece right here goes in and out just like the Airlight, but on the front of the embedder pouch. And that way, when you put this little tab in here, inside the front plate pocket, right there, when you put that inside, I'm not going to do it in the video because it's hard, you can use this just like a, you use this piece right here, just like a cummerbund flap, so it just goes right in, and you can secure it. Very, very cool. So on the inside of the harness, we have the Semapo gear padding, which is actually feels really nice and comfortable. Almost, it feels pretty close to the CPC or the ABS that I have with these the cry pads in there. Of course, we have Semapo's logo. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to see it. You're going to be wearing it. And then right here we have very nice. Feels very smooth, and there's a little bit of a padding on it, so if you didn't even want to run the pads in there, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but Maybe you're a little bit bigger guy and you just want this to sit as close as you possibly can to you. You can take them off and just run with the harness and you'd be just fine. So the biggest characteristic about this vest is, simply put, that it's all one piece. You can grab wherever you want, and the whole harness, obviously if you have it velcroed in, you can grab pretty much any piece of this carrier and the whole thing. It's all one huge piece, which is what makes this carrier so comfortable and why so many people want this carrier. So we have this little tab right here, as I said, goes right in there. It has some Helplon, however you pronounce it, like material, the stuff that JPCs have on their shoulders. It's a nice little plasticky feel, so it goes in there without it constantly wearing out. So let's talk about the front and back plate bags. So we'll talk about the front one first, obviously because it has more going on. We have Molly all within the front kangaroo integrated pouch. Start from the bottom and go up. We have 3 rows and 6 columns, and then we have another set up here for pouches. So if you want to take these little pull tabs out, it uses the same shock cord as what was on the embedder pouch. The embedder pouch is on each side. So I wanted to kind of clarify this real quick. The harness and the cummerbund, it's identical on each side, just kind of switched. So one for the right side, one for the left. Hope you don't get that mixed up. And then on the back, I'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about the plate back first. So of course we have Molly on the front, we have Velcro, and then horizontal Molly, just like what's on the real deal. On the inside, it's held in by Velcro. We have loop Velcro on the inside of the closer to the plate, and we have hook on the outside part. And this holds, if they fixed it, which I really hope they did, it should be able to, sit these mags in there quite nicely. It's not too loose, it's not too tight, it's just right. And you can just simply put these mags in and out. Before, an issue was the elastic on the inside right here was so close that it was really difficult to put that middle mag right inside. So now you could either put a little piece of Velcro on here, wherever it sits, and some hook on this side I would put it. And if you didn't want to run the bungees, you could use that and have that as retention, or you could put inserts, which I'll probably end up doing, on the inside and just take off these tabs because I'm not a big fan of the tabs. Or maybe I'll run flaps. I kind of like the flaps. That's pretty cool. Moving up, we have some Velcro. Looks just like the one that's on the real thing, so not much I can really say about that. Stitching looks good everywhere so far. Everything looks good. I'll talk about that later, but we'll talk about the admin first. So on the admin, we have, I don't know about the color choice, but we have some little elastic dividers in here. Not sure about the size as well. Usually JPCs and the ABS I have, the space between it, you could fit a Glock mag or pretty much any double stack mag, single stack mag, and they're just fine. With this, I'm not sure if it's just because the NCPC or that's how they all are, the CPCs as well. We have just a inch size of Velcro on there, so that's pretty cool. And of course we have a gigantic admin, which is awesome. I really like this feature about this carrier. It makes it so I don't have to run an external admin, and if I want to run an external admin, I have that much more room, which is great. I'm going to check on the time real quick. Okay, so I'm at 9 minutes right now. I got about 4 or 5 before the video ends. So we have a nice piece of plastic on the inside of the front and the rear plate pocket, so it holds its shape. Let's go ahead and test out some plates in here. So first thing I'll try out is the S&S Precision Swimmer Plate. Fits perfectly. We have a nice bit of padding right here, so that's pretty cool. So it just makes that carrier, or the plate, excuse me, sit that much higher up on the carrier. Now of course, I'm just kind of shoving it in there right now, but there we go. It's all the way up to the top, just fine. We'll talk about the shoulders, or we'll talk about the back of your pocket now. We have a pull tab with some Velcro, very cool, just like the real thing. I wish this was coyote brown, as well as this little piece for the the buckle, but not really a huge deal. So we have 6 rows and 6 columns of molle on the back, so you can put whatever your heart desires. Let's go ahead and open up the back. We have a nice little piece of foam padding in the back as well. Let me put in my Patriot Choice training plates, and it fits just fine. No hiccups or anything. So that's a medium plate. You can see the Semapo gear tag right here with the M. Pretty cool. I wish somebody would actually initial the inspected by. Whoever does it, I just think it'd be kind of cool. But let's talk about the back real quick. We have stretch fabric on either side, just like on the front. I don't know if I showed you that or not, but it's there. So it just hugs your plate a bit more, so it's not swimming in there a lot. And then we have zippers on the side, both sides, and that actually integrates with the real Cry zippers, which is pretty fucking cool. Or their backpack, excuse me, or back panels. And Semapo, if you're listening, which I know you are, please, for the love of God, make us AOR1 back panels. Either all of them. I want all of them. Please. I know many people that want all of them. The backpack, the molle, the pouch, all of them. Make it happen. So now I'll talk about the shoulder straps real quick. So standard shoulder straps, just like on the real CPC, you can adjust it via Velcro. You just move this piece up and down, as well as, you know, just pulling down on this and having these metal adjusters come up and just have more material or less, however you want. We have some very, very comfortable padding here and very nice, almost silk-like fabric, which is great. And of course we have communications routing and the quick release system, which I'll probably end up making a video on me using it, is just held in there by a piece of Velcro, just like the real deal, so they're not, you know, flopping around. Check the time. Flopping and moving around, so that's pretty cool. And they go straight back into the harness and the rear plate bag, and it's held in there by elastic, and it's actually tucked away back here. But this is your little adjuster, this little black piece. Let's see if I can get this bitch out. Okay. And we have some elastic. And you simply yank on the elastic while pushing this piece up, and that should adjust it. And I'll leave it because my fingers are pretty cold. We have all ITW hardware, the plastic, and the metal is, I believe this is, they say it's military grade aluminum. I don't really have any way to test it, but it actually has some Semapo gear stamped on there, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. I like the color of it. Looks great. Not really much else to say about this carrier. To adjust the height of the front buckle, you simply take this Velcro up and move it just slightly up, which I'll probably end up doing. But so far, I really am in love with this carrier. The stitching so far that I looked at, everything is Bartech from top to bottom, and double stitch where it needs to be. The only place I found where the stitching looked a little bit iffy was in the corners of the admin. I'd like to see that Bartech, possibly in the next release, the next batch. But yeah, great carrier. Tons of adjustment everywhere. If you wanted to adjust this looser, you could simply just pull up down on this little tab. Hopefully you can see it when I'm not blocking it. You just pull down on that tab, and to adjust it, the harness adjusts out. Very simple design, very great, and just awesome carrier. Velcro is great. All the material, stretch fabric is spot on with the color. It's overall a really great carrier so far. I'll definitely have a review on this shortly, as soon as I can, as soon as I use it to a decent extent. But yeah, super high value carrier. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave them. I'll put a couple links down in the description below where you can buy this. Semapo Gear's page, definitely shoot them a like if you can. And I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can purchase it, and you know where my Facebook page is, so you can go ahead and like that. Please like, favorite, share, and subscribe to this video. It helps tremendously. And there's really nothing else I could say about this carrier that hasn't already been said. Full review will be out as soon as I possibly can. So, as always, have a good one.